We're here on Creating Conversation at DJ Tabor's Barbershop right here in Tacoma, Washington. Now, like we like to do with all of our episodes, all of our interviews, we like to bring awareness and bring some sort of education to the table. We have a special guest with us today. This is Debbye Crawford, and we want to take some time to really go into who she is and her story. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name is Debbye. Live here in Tacoma. I have two boys, Jarrell and Elijah. I've lived here since I was 15. I come from Iowa.
Hawkeyes.
Hawkeyes or Cyclones, whichever one you want to go for. Grew up in Lakewood, though. I went to Clover Park. Graduated in Lacey, though, but grew up majority in Lakewood.
Been here,
Navy.
Been here a while.
Yes, been here for quite a while.
Quite a while.
This is home.
Okay. Tell me about your sons.
Jarrell is 24. He went to Foss. He lives in Puyallup. And Elijah recently passed away on November 2nd. He graduated from Lincoln 2015 in June. Elijah would have been 19 December 10th of this month. Very outgoing kid, very funny. Never stayed still. His nickname was Bug.
Really?
To our family, his nickname was Bug. He had a couple of nicknames. It was Khaki Boy or the Predator. But to me, he was Bug because he was everywhere.
Bugging you.
Bugging me, basically.
All the time.
But he was just everywhere, just never kept still. Very kind, always looking out for others. And on his wrestling team, when they went to matches, if nobody had money for food or whatever, he always made sure everybody ate. I always sent him with food, and he always made sure everybody ate. Always looking out for his friends.
Where do you think you got that from?
From me, from his brother, from other people that helped me raise him, because it wasn't just me. It was it was the village.
Takes a village.
Yes.
How did you raise Elijah?
I was very strict.
Okay.
Very, very strict. Very hard. Very hard on both the boys. Disciplined them very, very hard. Raised them. They got everything they needed, and they earned everything they wanted. They didn't get anything handed to them. No, everything that they wanted, they had to earn everything.
Why now did you want to come and bring forth and use this platform instead of maybe the news or any other platform?
I can't be silent forever. And I promised Elijah, and I promised my oldest son that I would continue to be Elijah's voice, and I would continue his legacy. But I don't want to talk to the media, because when this all happened, there were so many stories that came out before I actually spoke to the media that were all garbage.
Yeah.
And I was very angry. And first they wanted to talk about the neighborhood we grew up in, and then they wanted to talk about him being a gang member, and then they wanted to talk about, they didn't get any of the information correct before they started putting out all of these news articles.
Yeah.
And it made me very angry, because I didn't want his name being tarnished for something that was not true.
Yeah.
And it just made me so angry. And when the last article came out, I actually called the person that wrote the article, and I let them have it. And told them if they wanted to know anything to ask the source, ask his mother.
Yeah.
And she asked me a few questions. She asked me actually what happened that night, and I didn't have an answer for her because no detectives called me, and I didn't know. So she wrote an article about Elijah. It actually made the front page, which I wasn't expecting. I just was expecting another teeny tiny article to be written, like every other article, and for that to go into the paper. I just didn't want his name to be another black kid from a low-income housing to be tarnished as, another gang member.
Yeah.
That's not what I wanted.
The case.
No.
Why do you think they would do that without consoling you?
They assume, great, a low-income housing, and a black kid that gets killed, assume all of a sudden, great, it's a gang affiliated. But yet there was a shooting in Faircrest the other day, and 8 shots into this house, and not one mention of it being gang affiliated. I find that awfully mysterious.
Wow.
But it happens on the east side, and all of a sudden, before they even know anything about the whole situation, it's gang affiliated.
Predetermined.
Yes.
Okay. And that's pretty much a reason why you haven't spoke
I won't
with
speak
anyone.
to the media. No.
Okay. So again, we appreciate you coming on here and being the light for Elijah now and being able to speak for him.
First, I want to thank the community, my family, my friends for helping me. They're holding me up because I'm just ready to fall. I'm still haven't grasped everything. And to the media, shut it down. Wait until you have the story. Wait until you have at least a couple of facts. Wait until you have the kids or the adults or anybody's, at least their name and their age right.
Yeah.
Don't just don't do a guessing game. These are people's lives that you're playing with. These are people's family members are reading these articles. And had I not known about it prior to, because Elijah called me after he got shot, and had I not known about any of this and I would have seen this, I wouldn't have known that was Elijah. Because it was a 19-year-old and a 20-year-old at first when they put this out. So I wouldn't have had no idea.
Yeah.
I'd have still been sitting at home and had nobody. The media needs to just simmer down and quit thinking, okay, let me put this article out first and ding, I win.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like it is. They don't care actually about these people they're writing about. And that's how I feel, and that's how they're putting it out there. They just want to see, oh, let me see who can put this out first. Oh, Como wins. Oh, Q13 wins. We win, yay.
Yeah.
These are people's lives you're playing with. Put the truth out first. Because personally, I would wait. I'll wait. I'll wait for the facts first before an actual crap comes out.
Yeah.
I would wait. There were 3 articles that came out first before actual good stuff came out. Facts came out. And I just think it's wrong.
Like you said, by putting out wrong information, people see these articles or watch TV and they take it for truth, 100% truth. And so to hear about, oh, just another gang member died on the east side, that's not the perception a family member or a mother or anybody or friend, anyone close to somebody would want to see be a part of their name.
Right.
Tell me some of the proud moments of your life where you look at your son and you smile and you were genuinely happy.
When he graduated, he had a really hard time in school. He had ADHD, and he was medicated for a little while until all the side effects, I took him off meds. So his brother and I had to work really hard to take all that high energy, again, bug, all that high energy and focus him into simmering him down. So wrestling came into effect. His brother took him outside, played with him a lot. They went into the woods in Shalishan a lot, their forts, just running around on their scooters and just playing outside from the moment they got up until the street lights came on, because that was my rule. You had to come in before the street lights came on. And but when he graduated, because I knew he could do the work, he just had to convince himself that he could do it. And when he graduated, that was just, I was so proud of him. And of course I cry about everything anyways, but I cried. He was in wrestling. I cried at every match.
Really?
Even if he lost, because both of my boys wrestled, but I always told them that it doesn't matter if you lose, because you're still a winner, because you get out there on the mat and
you already won.
You're everything into it. It doesn't matter if you lost. You still went out there and you tried it. Everything about him made me smile. His smile made me smile. Me fussing at him, and he would do some kind of a joke at me, and it would make me laugh, and it was just like I would try to be serious with him sometimes and end up just having to send him to his room and take everything away from him. Him and his brother playing jokes on me, trying to find my phone, and they're recording me at the same time with my phone, and it just would drive me crazy. He just was just such a loving kid. But I also loved on my kids. No matter how hard I was on them, I still loved on them.
Through all that strictness, they still know
they
that
knew that
it was out of love.
I loved them, and I hugged them and kissed them all the time.
What were his dreams? Do you
Oh my
know
gosh,
what
he
he
had so
wanted?
many of them.
Really?
He used to tell me he wanted to rap, and I usually laughed that off until after he passed away. I've heard a couple of his songs, and I don't really listen to today's rap. I listen to more old school stuff, but listening to the 2 songs that he had, I'm really impressed.
Mm-hmm.
And when I talk to him at home, I let him know that how proud I am of him because they're really good.
Mm-hmm.
And the kid that he raps with, I'd let him know, you keep that dream going for you and for Elijah to keep it going because you guys are really good.
Yeah.
I don't agree with some of the lyrics, but I don't agree with some of the lyrics in some of the songs that are out now either.
Yeah.
He wanted to be a photographer. He had so much going on that he wanted to join the Navy.
Oh, okay.
He wanted to get out of Tacoma for a little while just to see what else was out there. But he also wanted to come back and do more stuff on the east side where he grew up.
Some giving back.
Yes.
I would presume. Okay.
But he wanted to join the Navy to see what was going on out in the world. He wanted to travel.
Wanted to see the world. Like I said, we are here at DJ Tabor's Barber and Beauty in Tacoma, Washington, and this is Creating Conversation. I have Brandy with me, and this is the reason why we are actually here at the barbershop. Elijah received a haircut from her a few days before he passed, and his mother I'll let you tell it.
I was actually talking to his girlfriend on Monday. We went to his gravesite to decorate, and I said I need to go to the barbershop and talk to them, his regular barbershop, to talk to them about the haircut because he looked really nice when he came home, and then it made it easier for the funeral because he looked so good at the funeral. And she says, well, Mom, his barbershop was closed because it was Monday. And I said, oh, well, where did he go? And she had said DJ Tabor's, and my oldest son already goes here. And I said, oh, I'm not familiar with DJ Tabor's, so I had called my friend Fiza, and she got in contact with DJ Tabor, who then told me it was you, or Jahara had told me it was you. So I just wanted to let you know he looked so good. And I was very into my kids' looks to make sure they looked good because you never know who's looking at you, whether it's a job, anything, or a girl. But I always made sure that my boys looked so very well presented, and he just looked really good. And I had been on him about getting a haircut anyways, but just thank you. And I've always loved the small barbershops because my boys always learned great things from the small barbershops just from hearing other barbers talking. He came in that day, he looked really,
he was proud
really
of
good.
himself.
I was very and he was very proud of he looked at himself all day long. So
Do you remember the haircut?
I do remember the haircut because he was kind of iffy about cutting the top, and I was like, oh, we can cut off just a little bit, just to shape it up so it's not too long, Yeah, I definitely
because he
remember
wanted to make
him.
sure he looked like his brother is what his thing was.
In this hard time, and once again, thank you for being so brave and coming on here. What have you learned about yourself, about the community, and just what could you give to someone who might go through the same thing that you're going through?
I've learned that I'm stronger than what I thought I was. I always thought I was pretty strong, but I'm stronger than what I ever thought I was.
Absolutely.
In the community, I knew we had a really good community, but we have an outstanding community, and they're here to help you. And when they came to my rescue, and they backed me up 100%, and they're still here. And I think you will never be enough, ever. And I am always going to be indebted to them. So if anybody in the community ever needs anything and they call me, I'm going to be there. People that were coming to me, I didn't even know Elijah knew these people.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy to see the effect that your seed has, and you didn't know.
I mean, I knew he was out there, and that's exactly why his name is Bud, because he's just out there. So he was loved by many, and I'm so glad that people got to know him.
How have you been able to cope with this to where if someone was in your situation, they might be able to see this and benefit from it.
Take it minute by minute and accept the help. You have to accept the help. Don't think you can do it yourself. For a second, I thought I could do it. There's no way you can do it yourself. Accept the help. And my son, my friends, and the community have helped me.
You speak with Elijah.
Mm-hmm.
How often?
All the time. Anytime I'm in my house, I'm speaking to him all the time. Because my kids are all I know since I was 18 years old. I've been a mom since 18.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know what I'm supposed to do now.
When a time like this comes, more than ever, love is needed. And like I was telling you about a story I had with my friends, and we were talking about they were dealing with friends or they were dealing with a close family member that had lost in their life. And we had the conversation happened to be about religion, but it was me telling them, like, no, it's not Jesus, or no, it's not Muhammad, or no, it's not this, or, it's actual love. And you've experienced that through your family, through your community, and in yourself. You loved Elijah. And so I think that's something that needs to happen when people go through times like these, is surround yourself with organic love and people that genuinely love and feel loved. And like we were talking about before, off camera, a lot of people fear the word love, or are scared to love. Love leaves you vulnerable. It could leave you to be scared. But it's a thing to where we don't really realize its power until certain situations happen and change starts to happen after love occurs. So with this interview, with the things that are happening because of Elijah and what he's gone through and what you've gone through, you spoke about a scholarship in his name at Lincoln now. There are positive things that are happening because of what has happened. And I think that love is something that really brings it all together at the end of the day.